Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Beginning in central Nebraska, where one of the happiest nights of the year in Hastings took a scary turn Thursday. With thousands of people downtown for the annual celebration of lights, a young person 2 miles to the north was using a skid loader to ram into police vehicles and lead authorities on a nearly hour-long chase. City officials tell us police first heard of the juvenile driving a skid loader near Parkview Cemetery on the northeast side of town around 8 p.m. Soon after that, police say they tried to contact the driver in a nearby neighborhood, but they say that the subject started using the loader to ram into patrol cars. The release says the skid loader damaged 3 occupied police vehicles. One officer shot at the skid loader, didn't hit the driver. The skid loader eventually stopped near a McDonald's at 16th Street and Burlington Avenue, where dozens of people became witnesses.
Well, when we were standing right outside the restaurant, the Bobcat took a turn literally like 20 feet from us, 30 feet. I warned everyone because there was me, him, another friend, and all the other ones that weren't with me that I saw there were outside with me, and I warned them, if he comes our way, we're running back inside, because it was crazy how close he was to us.
Officers say they used chemical munitions to force the driver out of the skid loader. They arrested him about 8:50 p.m., more than a mile from where the chase started. The city not releasing the suspect's name because of the person's age. No one was significantly injured. The State Patrol is now leading the investigation. Turning to southeast Nebraska, where bond review hearings were held Thursday for defendants charged in separate cases involving the deaths of 2 Beatrice residents. Doug Kennedy has the latest.
District Judge Rick Schreiner ordered 51-year-old Christopher Melke continue to be held without bond and any contact with 2 children be through legal counsel only. Defense attorney Timothy Norlinger requested that a bond be set.
We believe that the court should set some bond given the fact that Mr. Melke has no prior record. He's a lifelong resident of Nebraska. He has adult children as well as a sister that live in southeast Nebraska. Up until the time of his arrest, he was employed.
Special counsel for Gage County, Michael Jensen, said no bond was appropriate in the case.
The depravity of the offense is that he is alleged to have killed Tammy Leslie while at least one of the children were home at the time, and then barricaded the other children when they did arrive home and didn't allow them to leave, and in fact tried to encourage one of the children to help him in his own life. There's just been no change in circumstance.
Melke is charged with second-degree murder, use of a firearm to commit a felony, and 2 counts of kidnapping in the August shooting death of 52-year-old Tammy Leslie in the home they shared in the 1100 block of Hillcrest in East Beatrice. A police SWAT team safely rescued 2 children in the home before taking Melke into custody and finding the victim of the shooting. Judge Schreiner gave his reason for Melke to remain in custody without bond.
Looking at the court's file and the transcript, and I believe that there is substantial and convincing evidence that would justify the continuation of no bond in this matter, both statutorily and constitutionally.
In 2 criminal cases against 27-year-old Austin Mine, Judge Schreiner ordered that separate bonds of $1 million and $500,000 remain in place. Mine was arrested in the death of a 4-month-old child authorities allege had suffered injuries consistent with shaken baby syndrome, while Mine was babysitting the child in August for the child's mother. Mine is charged with committing intentional child abuse resulting in death. He's also been charged with first-degree sexual assault and committing intentional child abuse in a separate incident authorities allege happened March 1st of this year. Defense attorney Norlinger had requested lowering of the bonds and said there had been no contact between Mine and co-defendant Ashlyn Zeitel, the biological mother of the 2 children who are the alleged victims. Chief Deputy Gage County Attorney Amanda Spracklin Hogan said the bonds were appropriate.
There are young, vulnerable victims in play, and the protection of the community is a major factor and concern. We believe that those bonds are supported by the allegations and facts in these cases, and in light of Mr. Mine having prior felony convictions and being out on and having been released from incarceration for less than a year before picking up these new charges involving the death of an infant and sexual assault of a minor.
The prosecutor said there was also concern over potential evidence of witness tampering. In the charges filed against both Melky and Mine, pretrial hearings are set for December 18th in Gage County District Court. From Beatrice for News Channel Nebraska, I'm Doug Kennedy.
Well, if Omaha Public Power District has their wish fulfilled, customers across the area may see a larger bill this winter starting in January. Their proposal calls for an average rate increase of 6.3%. It would be higher for residential customers. Their bump closer to 8.5%. That means a family with a monthly bill around $150 would see it go up between $12 and $13. Commercial places would be closer to 4.5%, industrial around 5.5%. OPPD says this will help them make sure their power is reliable and resilient moving forward, while citing recent extreme weather and storm damage for the rising prices. Police all over Nebraska will be taking part in efforts to keep motorists safe over the holiday. Jake Bartecki has more.
The Beatrice Police Department is re-emphasizing the importance of click it or ticket. From November 23rd through December 1st, the department is participating in the Click It or Ticket enforcement campaign to remind drivers the importance of using safety restraints and will ticket those who fail to comply. Beatrice Police Captain Dan Moss says the campaign is being funded via a grant from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration.
They will reimburse departments for overtime that people work so that officers can go out and do extra enforcement, basically go out and do traffic stops and look for people violating the seatbelt law.
Seatbelt use is a secondary law in Nebraska, which requires another offense noticed by an officer beforehand.
Seatbelt law, I'd have to pull you over for, not stopping a stop sign, an illegal turn, whatever. And then if they see that you're not wearing your seatbelt and they have reasonable suspicion to believe that you weren't wearing it, then they can write you a ticket for it.
While accidents at highway speeds are certainly worse, Moss says that doesn't mean seatbelt use should go away at speeds of 30 to 35 miles per hour. While injuries are still possible, seatbelts lessen the severity.
They might get a superficial injury from the airbag blowing up, and maybe their face hitting it, and you might get a little rug burn on your face from that. But you're not going to see, you're usually not going to see the broken legs, broken arms, big lacerations.
And while wearing your seatbelt in Nebraska is a secondary law now, Moss believes if it were upgraded to a primary, departments would issue more citations and make more traffic stops. And that might just lead to people wearing their seatbelt more often.
I think it would probably encourage people to do it more just because they know that you can get pulled over just for not having your seatbelt on.
In Beatrice, Jake Bartecki, News Channel, Nebraska.
The Connection Project in Norfolk is a peer-led support group that offers a supportive sanctuary for people facing mental health and substance abuse challenges. And for individuals needing a place to call home for a day, the Connection Project says they're offering a free hearty meal this Thanksgiving holiday.
We thought it would be great for us to do it with the people that we serve, which is the recovery community. It's just great to get together and to connect because it's an important part, especially with substance use recovery. Connections is an important part of substance use recovery and maintaining sobriety. So being able to get people together on a holiday, which is also a stressful time for a lot of people, and to have a welcoming, warm environment to, celebrate and be grateful is just extremely important.
Robert says the meal is open to the public. Anyone who'd like to join them at Connection Project, they're located at 900 West Norfolk Avenue. Their event will start at 12:30 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving with food to follow. Omaha Zoo ready for the holiday season. Zoo-Lightful returning for its second year at the Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium. The entire zoo illuminated with Christmas lights. Families can rent igloos. There are all kinds of themed activities, a reindeer game zone, a gingerbread village, and 7 immersive lands for families to have fun in. Zoo officials say it's a great opportunity for families to get out and have some holiday fun.
Any opportunity that we have to welcome guests into the zoo is another opportunity for them to experience animals and engage with animals and hopefully learn a little bit about them.
This year, the zoo also added a snowball toss and some animal sculptures lit up throughout the visitors' pathway. The event happens after the zoo's normal hours. It starts Friday, runs through December 30th. There is an admission fee for the event. And towns all across Nebraska beginning to get into the holiday spirit in their own ways. One in central Nebraska included an annual lighting tradition. Ryan Valenta has more.
Every year, dozens of seasonal festivities and thousands of lights in downtown Hastings mark the unofficial beginning to the holiday season. The Celebration of Lights event is in its 36th year, bringing joy to Hastings and surrounding area residents, but this is the first year the event is under new management.
I mean, we kind of started right at the beginning of the year after we took over, do a little planning, a little research, but we really started, probably August, September. So, I mean, while it doesn't seem like it's been that long, it's been a long time coming.
Last November, the Celebration of Lights event was held as usual and was another yearly success. A month later, the Downtown Center Association, the organizing body of the event, dissolved, leaving one of the city's favorite traditions without an organizer until the Hastings Area Chamber of Commerce stepped in.
They had a really good foundation laid out, so it was kind of easy to follow their timeline and their routine and go, okay, this is a great foundation, let's see what we can add as we move along.
This year, the Celebration of Lights is sticking with the same 3-block stretch on 2nd Street it's used to, but has now spilled over to include 1st Street as well due to more interested vendors and businesses involved. Most downtown businesses normally close for the day before 7 or 8 p.m., but the uptick in crowds downtown allow people to visit those businesses who may not have known they were there otherwise.
I think it really allows those downtown businesses that maybe do close earlier during the week sometimes. It gives people that, or maybe they haven't had a chance to be in there lately or see what's new downtown. And there's a lot of new businesses downtown, so I think it's a really great opportunity for people to be able to see what's down there and just really get a look at that and hopefully kind of spark some ideas for the holiday season.
For 3 hours, all ages wander the streets to enjoy street performances, horse-drawn carriage rides, pictures with Santa, food vendors, and plenty of other activities. The temperature may be in the 30s tonight, but rarely does weather prevent the crowds from turning out to celebrate the lights. In downtown Hastings, Ryan Valenta with News Channel Nebraska.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.